We're speaking with the author of this article, Amanda Freund, from New Canaan, Connecticut, a dairy farmer with her family, milking about 300 cows there. She's going to tell us a little bit more about her experience working with Mr. Beast, the gamer on Minecraft. She's got some really interesting anecdotes. Amanda, welcome.
Hi, Joel. Thanks for having me.
It's terrific. Tell us about the connection that through DMI that you have with the gamer Mr. Beast.
Yeah, so it was exciting. So initially, the point of contact came through my SR. So New England Dairy, being our regional checkoff, they reached out to me to see if I was interested. And admittedly, when they mentioned Minecraft, my brain immediately went to Minesweeper. And so I was confused about why there would be any interest in that game. It turns out that's not the game they were talking about, and it also referenced my age and demographic. But so we quickly after that had a conversation with the team at DMI that was coordinating this pilot program, and the turnaround was really, really quick. Like we had the phone call, and then the next week I was scheduled for a Zoom call with him and like many members of his team. So we did about an hour farm tour, and so we went from the feed bunk in our robot dairy barn to watching the robots milk the cows, and then as I do with most of my tours, we finished up with the poop side of the business.
And you do handle manure in some interesting ways, I recall from our earlier conversations too.
Yeah, so that was one of the leading reasons why for this particular program they invited me to participate, because the real push to the target demographic being Gen Z is the sustainability efforts on our dairy farms. And so being able to show off such a tangible product that is a very, I mean, by design, it's to meet sustainability goals. So to be able to show a cow pot and the fact that this is how our farm is exporting a nutrient and providing gardeners a plastic-free alternative. So it was a real shoo-in, and he certainly lighted up when we talked about a pot made out of poop. So it also allows for some comedic value.
And we can see your cow pots banner right over your left shoulder there. For folks who want to know more about your farming and your cow pots, you and I did have one of our podcast conversations back in August, and that podcast can be found at dairyvoice.com. And really appreciate you talking to us then. You and your family are really doing some interesting things on your dairy.
Yeah, no, it was great. And we've been making these cow pots for 15 plus years, and we're making 14 different styles, and we ship them literally all over the world. So we're in conversations with some growers in the UK, and since we were on the show Dirty Jobs back in 2007, because that show airs all over the world, I mean, to this day, when there's a rerun, we get emails from people in South Africa and Turkey and Japan. I mean, it's incredible. So, but at the end of the day, this is us being able to share the message as a dairy farm, as to ways that we can recycle and we can be better stewards of the land, and we can provide other industries like the greenhouse industry a viable alternative to non-renewable products.
Let's just circle back to your gamer, Mr. Beast, who's Jimmy Donaldson. You were mentioning the views that the session that you've done have already achieved after just a couple days.
Yeah, so the video launched on November 17th, and here we are 3 days later, and it's gotten over 6.2 million views. And so for DMI, and looking out to reach a specific demographic being the Gen Z audience, so your teenagers, this particular celebrity gamer, I mean, he's got the audience. He's got an incredible reach. And so just in 3 days to have millions of views on content that supports and promotes our dairy platform is exciting.
And you had not been familiar with Minecraft before this opportunity, is that right?
Not even a little bit.
I know the feeling. I've got a very young grandnephew who showed me Minecraft this summer, and at 5 years old, he was way ahead of me. So it's amazing.
So I guess my homework that I did leading up to this virtual farm tour with Mr. Beast, I called a fellow dairy farmer who has a 8-year-old daughter, and I interviewed her for about half an hour so that she could tell me everything she knows about Minecraft so that I could be prepared for this call.
Well, that's great. And you're pretty active on social media and with the public relations, not only for your own dairy and your own products, but dairy in general. So you have some understanding of the impact of this reach.
Yeah, no, it's an important one, and you know, there's a lot that we want to share about what we're doing on our farms, but when you've got and like, admittedly, watching his video, it certainly wasn't the content that I was expecting. But he knows his audience, and he knows the type of content that they want to receive. And so he did it better than we ever could, because he knows exactly how to communicate with that demographic. So, and the fact that he included a short little blip of a cow pot in it, like, I'm ecstatic.
The next generation of customers.
Seriously, I better see like a huge expansion on the number of like 17-year-old gardeners this spring, because I know they're probably going to be learning from home. So there is no reason why they shouldn't be buying cow pots.
There you go. Well, Amanda, we thank you very much for not only speaking with us here, but for preparing the article that this video appears with in Dairy Business Digital Magazine. It's been great to work with you again, and we thank you.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
And this is Joel Hastings for DairyBusiness.com with Amanda Freund.